Hopefully it doesn't die out. Guys, I just got back. It's a bunch of calls. You know the routine by now. I'm going to put up vlogs all weekend. Guys, a call I just came from, I think this one was a heat maintenance. This was a brand new heat pump we just installed, I think in 2023. That one was a Duquesne air handler and I think it was a 3-ton heat pump. Everything's rocking and rolling there. But guys, be on the lookout. Over the weekend, I'll put up more shorts and videos so you guys can check that out. And like I said, next week, be on the lookout for more, guys. The content never ends. I'm gonna give y'all a couple minutes to get in here, but guys, I got a crazy story, man. Guys, if I tell you, man, if I would have had, like I said, a camcorder, if I was recording everything I seen from like 2016 to 2018, man, like I said, guys, something probably would have went viral, guys. But this one particular job, where should I start at, guys? Was this right after we started dealing with home warranty companies? This is back in 2017, and guys, this particular situation, I think this was a property management company. I don't even think they're still around, but this was a property management company in New Jersey. And guys, mind you, I moved over to PA in 2013 or 2014. So I was already in PA when this happened. But guys, at this time back in like 2017, we still had a lot of New Jersey customers. We were still building, like I said, our name in PA. But like I said, 2016 to 2018, regardless of where the customer was, Atlantic City, South Jersey, Jersey City, North Jersey, Poconos, and PA, guys, we used to cover a lot of ground. So like our service radius was, like I said, guys, if they had a need for our service, we'll show up and we'll take care of them. But guys, this particular job, this is over in Trenton, New Jersey, right? And this is where I grew up at. Not the same part of Trenton, but it was like in the same city. This property management company called, and they were like, yeah, we're looking for an HVAC company to service a few heating and AC units that we have at this complex. And guys, I'm thinking at that time we didn't have like commercial clients. I'm like, all right, this might be a great opportunity. So I told them I'll stop by if you can have someone there for a point of contact. If they can like show me the equipment that they have there, I can be able to take a look at it. And guys, everything started great. As I visited there. I think they had what did they have? They had, was it a air handler with a water coil? I think, guys, yeah, I think they had air handlers. They had air handlers. They had straight AC, air handlers and condensers for AC, but they had water coils from the air handler piped to the hot water heater. It was like, I'm pretty sure for you guys that work in like condos with split systems, you probably know what I'm talking about. I actually put a few of those systems on my vlogs, guys, but I think in most of them, some of them were different, but most of the ones that were like in the majority of the condos, they just had straight AC air handlers with external water coils piped into a water heater. But guys, like, so yeah, he showed me one of them. I guess he was like the maintenance supervisor guy. He was like, yeah, this is what we got. Most of these units do leak water from time to time. So like we had a guy before that did this work, but like I say, he retired. So like we're definitely looking for a new HVAC guy or HVAC company that we can call as needed to like help, fix leaks or help fix broken equipment. So guys, I'm thinking the whole time, I'm like, you know what? All right, this might be a great opportunity. This is equipment that, like I said, we can service even in an emergency. Like this isn't like some industrial type of equipment. So I'm like, all right, you know what? This is gonna be a great opportunity. And for you guys that's just joining this live, I'm talking about a crazy job that I'm getting ready to go into right now. Back in 2017, this was another job that almost took us out of business. And guys, like I said, most of this stuff I forget, but it all comes back to me one way or another. And like I said, anytime I remember it, I'll be sure to add this in GMC Talks. But guys, anyway, look, so make a long story short, I see the equipment and I'm like, all right, cool. Yeah, so whenever something breaks, they didn't really need maintenance. They just needed somebody to fix something once it broke. So I'm like, all right, yeah. This is equipment that's feasible. We'll be able to take care of it. Just, give us a call when you need it. So guys, fast forward like 2 weeks later, right? And like I said, at this point, I actually forgot about this place. 2 weeks later, I get a call from the property management company. Mind you, this is a commercial apartment complex, but they have a separate property management company that handles like requests for like service. So the lady calls me. She was like, yeah, The guy in such and such apartment, yada yada. He had a leak inside his water coil. We turned the maintenance guy went to his house, well, went to his apartment last night. He valved everything off. We wanted to know if you can come out to take a look at it, give us your price. If you can, get this customer up and going as soon as possible. And I'm like, all right, cool. So guys, like I go there and like, listen to this shit, right? This is where this is very important for you guys to understand what I seen, right? As soon as I go there, right, I guess the tenant or whoever lived there, he wasn't there. So the maintenance supervisor, right, this was the guy that I met. This wasn't the same person I met that showed me around of what they had before. So I get there and the guy was like, he was a younger guy. And at this time, guys, I was only like down there 23, 24 myself. But he looked almost the same age as me. And I'm like, all right, see ya, what's up? They called me out here because something was leaking. He was like, yeah, let me show you up to apartment, yada, yada. And guys, Maya, once again, they had water coils. They had air handlers, AC only air handlers with external water coils piped to the water heater. So the hot water heater technically did the hot water and the hot water heater did the heat. So like the guy showed me up to the that particular house. Guys, I remember this shit like it was yesterday. It was like on the 6th or 7th floor, right in the middle of the building. He showed me there and like they had a bunch of towels and everything down. He was like, yeah, this pipe here, which was like a 3/4, wasn't even that much of a deal. I think it was a 3/4 coupling that was soldered together. I think one of the joints blew out. He was like, yeah, we valved it off last night. The guy complained that somebody downstairs said it was leaking, and as soon as we got up here, we noticed it was leaking from the joint. So I'm like, all right. And guys, listen to this shit, right? I'm like, all right. So as soon as I seen that, I'm like, okay, I'm like, I can go to the supply house and get what I need. But I'm like, by the way, is there anything we need to shut off? Any sprinklers, any smoke detectors? Because I seen this, guys, no bullshit. I seen a sprinkler right as soon as you open the front door, there's a sprinkler right in the living room. So I'm like, yeah, I see a sprinkler here. It's not nowhere near the closet, but I'm like, is there anything that we need to turn off before, you know, I do anything? And the maintenance supervisor guy was like, oh, no, you're good, man. Just do what you need to do. Worst case, like I said, if we do need to turn anything off, I can make a call. And I'm like, you sure? Because I'm like, when the guy showed me the equipment, he never brought up anything about turning anything off. He was like, no, you're good. So guys, I'm like, all right. I'm like, look, once again, this guy's the maintenance supervisor. I'm taking his word for it. He's the point of contact. He knows where everything is, or at least I thought he did, right? So guys, look, right? I go to Home Depot, I go to the plumbing supply house, whatever. I get everything I need. And guys, everything was accessible. I valved off the water heater, turned it off. I killed the power. I go to cut everything out and I dry fit everything. And like, guys, when I tell you, man, this is where shit went. This is where the story went left, guys. When I tell you, I go to solder the joint, and guys, look, man, this is like one of the biggest mistakes I made in my life, and I swear to God, this will never happen again. As soon as I tried to hit the coupling to solder the joint, only thing I heard was, shh, guys, no BS. There was a fucking sprinkler, guys. This sprinkler that went off, you couldn't see it unless you knew it was there. There was a sprinkler above the supply inside the closet. And guys, as soon as I literally lit the torch, I started soldering half the joint, heard it, and then the whole closet, like it was like a downpour of water. So I jumped back, I'm like, oh shit. And like the maintenance guy was like right around the corner. I'm like, yo, the sprinkler pop. And guys, the freaking maintenance guy, this motherfucker took off running, and I'm like, yo, like at that point, guys, I never seen that much water happen. Like I'm literally down there stuck. Like I don't even know what the fuck to do. I'm there with a damn, with my torch. I'm like, yo, like what the hell they doing? Like he took off running. At that point, guys, within a minute, the whole apartment complex flooded. And like, guys, when I tell you that, like I said, that's like, I don't know what the scariest point is. I'm talking like work-wise. I don't know if you guys fell off ladders, fell off roofs, but like I said, guys, I thought down there the whole damn building was going to flood. I never seen that much water. So I'm like, oh shit, what am I supposed to do? The only dude that was supposed to be my point of contact, he takes off running. I don't know where the fuck he went at. And I'm like, fuck, man, what am I supposed to do? There's no shut off. Like, what the fuck am I supposed to do? And guys, I go outside and I'm like, man, like, what the fuck do I do? Should I call 911? Like, what? Like, I don't know what the hell to do. Like, I could call the property management company, but they're going to tell me to call the maintenance supervisor, which I don't even know where he went at. And guys, make a long story short, everything I'm telling you happened within a 10-minute span, guys, which felt like an eternity. 10 minutes later, everything flooded, guys. I'm like, like I said, good thing the person that lived there wasn't there. Like I say, he probably would have lost his shit. But everything flooded. I go outside and I'm like, yo, like who am I supposed to call? 911. I'm supposed to call 911. And like guys, like 15 minutes later, that's when the fire that's when the fire truck showed up, guys. I thought I was gonna be on the news this day, guys, and not in the good way. The fire truck showed up and like I'm near the whole time. I'm like, what the fuck am I supposed to do? I'm there with a bucket trying to catch, like, guys, if you would have seen it, like I said, guys, that was I wasn't thinking that day. I'm there with a bucket trying to like fucking stop the water, and I'm like, I knew what I was doing wasn't gonna work, but I'm like, what else am I supposed to do? And like 15 minutes later, I hear the siren, like, I hear the fire trucks come in, and sure enough, guys, the maintenance supervisor called 911. The fucking fire truck guy said, hey, okay, where's the basement? Where's the basement? By the time I went outside, all of them were outside. They had to go down to the basement, and they shut off the sprinklers. They shut off the pumps to where the sprinkler was. And I'm like, in the back of my mind, like, I'm hysterical. At this point, guys, I'm like, shit, like, not only did I flood this apartment that I'm working in, I know if someone's living downstairs, they're probably losing their shit right now. Like, and I'm like, I don't know to the extent of what happened yet, but I'm like, let's stop the water. And like the fire truck department came out. It was like 4 or 5 of them, guys. This shit almost looked like a crime scene. This shit looked like a crime scene almost. And I'm like, shit. So like, I go outside. I'm like, man, I know shit is getting ready to hit the fan. I just got to keep my composure. So guys, I go outside and I'm like, the fire guy said, yeah, we just stopped the water. We just stopped the water. And like 20 minutes later, guys, everybody is outside. Like it was like probably maybe 100 to 150 people that was actually living there at the time. Everybody outside. And like everybody's like, yo, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? That's when the big guy, like, so I never met him before, but that's what the owner of the complex, the shit, like I said, guys, imagine a crime scene. Somebody killing somebody in broad daylight. That's exactly how it looked. Everybody outside, and then that's what the owner of the company was like, yeah, like, where's the maintenance? I forgot the dude's name. He was like, where's the maintenance supervisor? Yada, yada. Yeah, so what happened? He didn't know who I was, but the maintenance supervisor guy goes, yeah, the HVAC guy tried to solder our pipe and the sprinkler went off. And the owner of the property was cool. He was like, all right, so he was like, yeah, where's the guy? Where's the guy? I heard him talking like in the background, but I'm like, that's when they looked at me and I'm like, all right, it's time to fade to black. And like, guys, like I said, I spoke with the owner and I'm like, yeah, I tried to solder a pipe, but there was like a sprinkler hitting somewhere in the top of the closet. I asked the maintenance guy and I flat out told the owner, I'm like, I asked the dude where everything was. He told me I was okay and I didn't see nothing. I didn't have a reasonable doubt. Well, I didn't have like a reason to think there was something other than, like I said, what I seen. I only seen one in the living room. And the owner was like, tell you what, man, it's okay. Things happen. He was like, hopefully, he was like, luckily the fire guy turned off the sprinklers. He was like, tell you what, once the fire guy drained all the sprinklers down, go back up there in that unit, just finish soldering the pipe, make sure your work is done. So like I said, you don't have to drain it down again, but just make sure you're good. But he was like, most importantly, they drain everything down, so it's not going to be a worst case scenario. So I'm like, all right, at least somebody's thinking with a level head, guys. Like at that point, guys, my mind was twisted at that point. I'm like, I don't know if somebody fucking drowned to death. I don't know if somebody drowned to death up there. I like I said, guys, at this point, we all outside. I don't know the full extent of what happened inside yet, guys. And like, make a long story short, I go back up there, like that small 3/4 coupling, I finish that. And then I go outside, and like I said, guys, like that's when, the property management, like damn near like 30 of them came out. I never even seen the property management people, but 30 of them came out, guys. It was even more people. Like I said, and look, I wasn't high responsibility. I can only tell them what I tried to do and what happened and what didn't happen, guys. And like I said, I'm an honest guy. I had nothing to lose, but I'm like, look, I got insurance. I'm like, if something goes left, I know, like I said, I'm good, but they should know what went into happening before, like I said, the sprinkler went off. And like the property management people come out, I told them the same story. I'm like, look, the dude that y'all pointed to show me where everything was, I asked him about the sprinklers. He told me it was nothing else I had to worry about. And I'm like, the work is done, but I'm like, yeah, like everybody's trying to get down to the bottom of like what happened. Did I like intentionally open a sprinkler? Like what happened? And I'm like, nah, dude, like the dude you guys appointed to let me in the building, I asked him clearly, where everything was, and he told me I had nothing to worry about. If someone, think about it, if any supervisor tells you have nothing to worry about, and that's their job to know where everything is, why the fuck? I'm not superseding his word. I'm assuming he knows what he's talking about. He told me I ain't got nothing to worry about. I'm just gonna do my job, get done, and get out. Like, what else is there to think about? So like, I'm like, I didn't have any reason to think that he didn't know what the fuck he was doing. And guys, that's when, like I said, shit hit the fan. I got out of there. Like I said, my job was done. I got out of there, and then I got the call from my insurance company. And guys, hold on, let me look at the comments here. Mr. Jack, what's going on? Hey, Angry Man, who's Suge Knight, man? Y'all heard bullshitting. Al Capone, he stole my groceries. But guys, look, so I called my insurance company, right? So like, I'm like, look, well, my insurance company called, which I know is going to happen, guys. Like, my insurance company calls me, and it was like, yeah, we sent out our claims adjuster, and they said that it was like almost, they said it was almost $200,000 worth of damage. And guys, I know how the insurance thing works. Like I said, hopefully you guys don't go through this enough, but guys, every single time someone goes through your insurance, they're going to always try to get more than what the actual value is worth. So like, guys, I knew they turned the water off. Like I said, they turned the water off within 20 minutes. So like I said, it was the floor that we were on, was that apartment total? Yeah, but like my insurance company at that time, they was like, yeah, the claims adjuster came out, and like I said, whoever the owner, I guess, of the property was, they said that it was like $200,000 in damage. And like, guys, this wasn't some luxury condo. This is just a regular, like I said, down there mid-level to low-level apartment complex. And I'm like, shit. I mean, that's crazy. But I'm like, I'm like, look, before you guys pay anything out, I hope you guys understand my side of the story. Like, whoever their appointed contact was, he did not tell me that it was a sprinkler up there. I'm like, if I would have knew that was there, I would have had them drain it down before any work was done. And I'm like, even I knew that. That's why when I seen that sprinkler, I'm like, I asked him, I'm like, hey, like, is there anything else we need to do? And like, once I got his assurance that I was good, that's what gave me, you know, the thought process of just going ahead with the work. You know, otherwise I would have just waited. And guys, when I tell you my insurance company agreed with me 1,000%, they was like, yeah, I know. Like I said, they definitely had like an incompetent maintenance supervisor there, but I'm like, and the lady was like, I already know they're definitely trying to double whatever the amount is. They're trying to get as much out of it as they possibly can. But she was like, yeah, tell you what, I'm gonna take your story, like you said, and for sure, you know, we're probably gonna have to settle something, but I just wanted to let you know what they're trying to do. And she was like, I also wanted to get your story. And I'm like, hell yeah, like that's why y'all my insurance company. Like I said, definitely try to figure something out. But at that point, guys, I already knew, like I said, like, it is what it is. You know, I never heard back from that property management company. And like, I think they actually settled. My insurance company actually dropped me because of that too. I had to find a different insurance company, and my rates finally went down like probably 5 years later because of that. But like, I think they settled for like, it was under 100,000. I forgot what it was, but like originally they asked for like 200,000 in damages, but it was like less than like half of that they actually got. But like, guys, like I said, you know, ever since that day, and like I always tell guys that was training with me, every single guy that trained with me, I'm talking like my employees, I always told them that story. Like I said, if something don't seem right, do not start working, especially when it involves fire, water, electricity. I don't give a damn if you got to check power 5 times. If you're working in a new construction job site and someone tells you power off, fuck what someone else say. Make sure you check for power yourself. Make sure you check for sprinklers yourself, because like I said, or make sure you check for gas leaks, whatever the case is, guys. Because like, I took someone else's word for it when I knew in the back of my mind. I'm like, are you sure? Like, make sure I'm good. You know, just make sure. And like, guys, like I said, I definitely should have checked inside. I know no apartment complex is only going to have just one sprinkler. It's probably going to be sprinklers inside the mechanical room, which should be expected. That's something I learned years later. But like I said, guys, like, it was definitely my fault for, like I said, like not really doing my due diligence enough. Even though I asked them, like I said, hey, like, am I good? But like, guys, like I said, when I told you, like, I never seen that much water in my life. Like, I ain't gonna say I was traumatized, but like I said, guys, like, if you don't know what to do and that shit happens to you, like, what can you do besides stay there and like you're gonna be like a deer in the headlights. That's exactly what happened, guys. And like, luckily, me or none of my guys ever been in that situation ever again. And I always tell them, guys, regardless if someone's rushing you, always take your time, especially before you start working, especially if you're doing installs. Take your time, make sure you don't see any sprinklers, because like I said, guys, like, it's a lose-lose situation, you know, like all that stuff, all that damage, all that time avoided, all that time wasted could have been avoided if they had someone there that knew what the hell they was doing. I'm talking like the maintenance guy. If he knew where the sprinklers was, if he knew how to shut the water off, I didn't know where their fucking sprinklers were, nor did I know where the pump station was to drain it down. If the maintenance guy, quote unquote maintenance supervisor, knew where the shit was, guys, this shit never would have happened. But it's just like, gosh, it takes jobs like that, man, for you to really learn. And like I said, gosh, I hope you guys learn from other people's mistakes, because you're not going to live long enough to make every single mistake yourself. Eventually, you got to be smart and say, okay, like, if you do X amount of jobs and X amount of scenarios, eventually you're going to get bit and get burnt if you don't do X, Y, Z. And like I said, guys, that X, Y, Z is doing your due diligence, and you want to make sure that, like I said, guys, you want to make sure you got your I's dotted and you got your T's crossed, because it's, like I said, I'm glad it happened when it did, guys. But like I said, I thought what I did was right at the time. But I mean, like I said, HVAC companies, construction companies go out of business every time because of bankruptcy, because of, like I said, liens or whatever the case is, guys. So like, that's a cautionary tale, especially, I said this once again, if you guys are dealing with water, gas, electricity, anything like that, make sure you double check and triple check, especially if you know you're not the only person there. If you got a maintenance supervisor, or you got other contractors out there that, that could be out there before or after you, make sure, the equipment is safe to work on, and make sure the area is safe to work on before you guys start to do anything. Because, like, gosh, that situation definitely could have been worse, but that situation, most importantly, definitely could have been avoided 100%, And like I said, looking back on it, it was definitely crazy, but like, sometimes you gotta go through things, guys. But like I said, I'm very grateful. That was like, damn near 7 years ago. Today actually made it 9 years since we've been in business. And like I said, guys, like, you live and you learn, but you gotta learn from, like I said, other things around you too. I just can't use my experiences to learn from. Like I said, moving forward, now I know, without me being involved in scenarios, I know what could happen if you don't do your due diligence, like, who wants to knowingly get pulled into insurance claims and like guys, I'm talking auto or general liability insurance claims. Like, you want to keep your rates low. You don't want to be involved with like multiple claims, and like, that was the last claim that we had back in 2017. But like I said, guys, like, it's this, you want to do your due diligence, and like I said, make sure you guys are, covering your tail, make sure you can say no if someone's asking you to do something crazy that's going to jeopardize your health and safety. I told you guys before, I used to be on my Spider-Man shit back in the day, but like I said, guys, now, you're not going to catch me, like I said, potentially put myself in the hospital just to get a customer heat. Because if my ass go in the hospital, are they going to call someone else? You damn right they are, guys. Let me look at the comments here. I'm thinking to join the military is a good idea. Join the military for what? Like, what are you trying to do? You trying to do HVAC in the military? Talk too much. I talk what I talk, man. Go on another page if you don't like the way I talk, homeboy. Alden, I love Spider-Man. No, well, Spider-Man is cool. I like the original Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire, but that's another topic for another day. That's Spider-Man shit. I feel like once you start to try to recreate classics, you water it down. They should have kept it the same way. Once they after Spider-Man 3, they should have just left it the same. But once you start going into that Spideyverse stuff, like, nah, you dimmer the story down. And now it's like I don't know what you're trying to do. Like, how can you tell a story that's already been told like 1,000 different times, Nah, and Ada, I don't know what you're talking about. Play Plants versus Zombies. I can play condenser units versus heat pumps. This is an HVAC channel. But guys, look, check this out, guys. Like I said, I hope, like I said, just to encapsulate all this, I hope you guys are out there, like I said, you're having fun with what you do. But like I said, guys, just know things do happen. Like I said, I feel like bad things happen to good people every single day. And like I said, guys, like, you have to try your best to be a student of life, be a student of HVAC. Make sure you're constantly learning. Even if, like I said, that situation in 2017, it definitely messed me up. It definitely had me messed up for like a couple days, man. It was just like, but like I said, I'm talking like mentally. I just had to like chill for a couple days and get myself back. But like I said, guys, like, you got to understand, you're going to learn way more from bad things than you're going to learn from good things, guys. Like, if you have nothing but good days, eventually you're going to get used to it, and that's going to cloud your judgment. And now you're going to have, like I said, you're going to have the Rome mentality. You're going to have, you're going to assume, you're going to think that everybody owes you something just because you win all the time. Now, guys, like, bad things happen each and every day to good people. But like I said, guys, sometimes you only know what happens to you if you're stuck in your own life. That's what I always tell you guys. Always chase perspective. Like I said, even if you don't agree with it. I'm not saying you guys have to always agree with what I say or what I do, but always look at other people's perspective, especially if they're being honest with you. I ain't got no reason to lie to y'all. Like I said, I enjoy these GMC talks. I got stories for days. Like I said, most of the shit I forgot, but if I remember it, like I told y'all earlier, I'll be sure to put this on the live, because I got a feeling someone probably is going through, or someone that's getting ready to go through what I've been through. And like I said, guys, the more stories and experiences that you can draw like wisdom from, that's only going to make you better. Because like I said, guys, I don't think much could prepare me for what I went through. Because like I said, guys, like I didn't start from somebody like holding my hand. It started from, like I said, just me wanting to learn as much as I can. And most of me wanting to learn things came with negative and bad experiences. But, you know, my perspective is the only thing that really got me over the hump. You know, it wasn't me comparing myself to other people thinking like, damn, if I would have had an uncle or a cousin, like, God, like I said, like this is some other stuff, guys. Like, I don't want to go off on a tangent, but like, I see this even in trade school, man. Like, you got, not every person starts on the same level, guys. My level 0 could be way higher than your level 0, or it could be way lower than someone else's level 0. You can't really start victim blaming and thinking like, oh, just because XYZ, oh, he's in trade school, you know, he's going to get a job because his dad has an HVAC company. That don't really mean shit. Like, God forbid, something can happen to his dad, and he can end up fending for himself, just like you are right now. So, like, guys, like, that victim blaming stuff, that shit doesn't work past a certain age. Like, you got to leave that shit to, like, the women and leave that shit to kids. Like, I feel like as a grown boy, as a man, like, once you get past, like, 14 years old, hopefully, like I said, you know, you know, hopefully, like I said, if you have someone that can give you the game, that's great. But, like, if you got to learn it the same way I learned it, you know, you got to make sure you keep a positive mindset. And, like I said, you just can't take things personal and start comparing yourself, because like once you start comparing yourself, guys, you're going backwards. Like, it's going to ultimately turn into who had it worse. Like, it's always somebody that's going to have it worse, guys, but it's just like, what the hell are you trying to achieve by trying to find out who had it worse? Oh yeah, this person was born with no legs and he still made it. This person had no car. Like, eventually it's like, who gives a shit? Because eventually it doesn't matter where you came from. It's all about where you want to get to, guys. And like, I don't give people way out. Like, once they start complaining and bitching about things, I'm like, all right, bro, I understand it's happening to you. Acknowledge what's going on. But eventually, guys, like, you have to put your boots on, like I said, pull your strings up, and you have to figure this shit out, man. But like, guys, like I said, man, I encourage all you guys, man, if you're going through bad days with HVAC, I made a bunch of content regarding like mental stuff, but like I said, but make sure you guys find some enjoyment in the process of learning about what you're doing. Don't just think just because right now you don't know shit about furnaces, don't think as soon as you know about furnaces the journey stops. No, you're literally, guys, you're always going to be in the process of learning. If you enjoy what you do, you're always going to learn. There's a bunch of shit that I probably had no desire to want to learn, but I still learned it anyway, because it was in the process of me being in the moment of learning, guys. Like, me wanting to know about a heat pump probably taught me about electric boxes, how to troubleshoot circuit breakers, how to troubleshoot. So those guys, it's like I said, that's why I always tell you, think about the long-term game. Like, say, even if you're having a bad day now, maybe it's a unit kick your ass, you know, like, it happens to everybody. I had a boiler. I'm going to put this out this weekend. I don't know what day it's going to come out, but I had a boiler. I don't know if this guy's, he's probably going to watch this. I had an existing maintenance customer. I think we put in a condenser this past summer. She said her son, she said her boiler went out, and she said her son tried to fix the boiler, and like, he was down there like all day. I think he replaced the pilot, and it still didn't work. And like, so I got out there, and like I said, you'll see. I don't want to spoil the video, but you guys will see that video when it come out. But guys, you know, people get their ass kicked every day with HVAC, but sometimes, guys, I'm gonna let you guys go. I gotta charge my phone. What percentage is that? It's almost dead. But guys, I'm gonna leave you with this. Sometimes you gotta laugh to stop yourself from crying, especially if you're having bad days with HVAC. If you stuck in the attic, 90 degrees, you're trying to chase low voltage shorts, and you can't find out what's going on. If you got that one 35 to 40-year-old boiler that is kicking your ass, nothing is making sense. You got limit switches that's not going off. You got like literally nothing is logically making sense, and you're just getting frustrated. Before you lose your marbles, make sure you guys take a second, go to the truck, make sure you guys calm yourself down, man, and just know that, like I said, this is part of the game. For every person that's having a good day, somebody that's having a fucked up day, and it's just, guys, you got to take the bad with the good, man. But just know that, like I said, none of this stuff is permanent. If you stay down low enough, you'll definitely learn it, man. But it's all on you. You know, no one can give you that perspective. You got to chase it for yourself. And like I said, based on what you guys been through, if you add a good perspective with it, you know, you get a lot of wisdom and a lot of knowledge, you know. May, what's going on? What's going on? I know this, Bree. What's up? But yeah, guys, like for you guys that's just getting in this, I'm just letting you know, man, about another job that almost took us out of business. But like I said, guys, we made it 9 years today, man. And like I said, guys, it really doesn't feel like work, man. This shit is like, I'm playing with Legos, and like I said, guys, I'm grateful for, like I said, everything I've been through, like positive and negative, but like, I'm still in this, I'm not talking to you from some island. Like I said, this is just, like I said, this is a day in the life shit, So it's nothing, like I'm not going out of my way to post what I do every day. Cause like I said, guys, I told y'all this last year or 2 years ago, like if I didn't have a camera, I'll still be doing the exact same shit I'm doing right now. So it's not really much to it, So, but guys, get your last couple of questions in. I got to get up out of here. There's another thing, books. Read, and it doesn't matter what country you're in. Yeah, Bruce Wayne, yeah, man. Books for sure. And mass TV. What you mean, how are you? We don't smoke around here, man. We legit. But answering your question, Bruce Wayne, I put a couple of books up. This had been a couple months ago. Like my all-time favorite book, and it really depends, like if what you're into. If you're into self-help, if you're into it really doesn't matter. Like books are supposed to give you perspective, or at least that's how I look at it. But which one is it? Who made that? Outwitting the Devil. Was it what the hell was it? Someone was just talking about this guy yesterday, but Outwitting the Devil, like that's one of my all-time favorite books, because like guys, it pretty much teaches you your subconscious mind. Like your thinking is almost like, you got to understand, like a human mind is like a terrible thing to waste, because it can either propel you in a good way, or it can put you in a mental prison for the rest of your life. And it's just like, most people don't understand like the power of like positive thinking until they're in jail, or they're in a serious disposition. Like that's the messed up part about it. Like a lot of people don't realize how important it is to think positive and practice good habits until it's too late for them. Like I hate seeing that. Like I said, it shouldn't take you losing all your money, or you kind of like losing your freedom, to know that, like I said, it costs you nothing to be positive. In a world full of like negative shit, it costs you nothing to stay positive. Like that, I don't get why it's hard for people to say that. And I'm not saying that to say I'm better, or think that someone else is better than you or worse than you. No, like, I feel like you should always think, like I said, there's always somebody that's looking at your life and saying that, you know what, I wish I was in this situation. Like that should make you humble. That should make you grateful where you at. I ain't gonna say you should be satisfied, but that should make you grateful. Like, look, regardless of what my problems are or what I'm struggling with, I know where I was 5 years ago, and I know that, like I said, somebody would kill to not have debt, or have a car, or have fucking legs to walk. You get what I'm saying, guys? So like, and like I said, it's not gonna work for everybody, but for guys to go through it, man, like find a way to be positive, and like I said, find something to look forward to, man, so you can like put your boots back on to get back in the ring, man, to keep fighting. But guys, I got to get up out of here. There you have it. A car that took us out of business. They probably blocked our number, and our insurance company dropped us. But guys, we're still alive. We got new insurance companies, and we got new customers. So God bless to them. But like I said, guys, that situation happened not only for them to learn who they had on their team, but that situation had to happen for me to, learn to do my due diligence even more, But guys, I got to get up out of here, keep rolling. And like I said, guys, be on the lookout for videos coming out today, tomorrow, Sunday, all weekend. So be sure to check it out and keep rolling. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.